Hi guys, it's Cryptic House here, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 3 most brutal and absolute favourite Cryptic House deaths. So, as you know, the new season of Cryptic House just finished airing. I'm sorry for not posting. I tried to post during its airing, and I was making all kinds of videos, but they kept getting deleted and removed from the site by the state of courts, which is crazy because I'm literally promoting your show for you, but apparently the copyrighted content, whatever. So here we are. So that's insane. Before I start this video, I just want to say thank you for all the likes and comments on my other videos. And just a disclaimer, I don't support death or murder or whatever. Cryptic House is literally just a TV show. To me, it's my life, but it is literally just a TV show that people sign up for, and I know it's a reality show or whatever. And I don't if you were to go and do to someone on the streets, I wouldn't care. No, sorry. I would care, but I don't care because it's Cryptic House, because they sign up for this. So whatever. At the end of the day, that's their problem. I would totally care if you killed someone on the streets. I just don't really care that they're doing it on Cryptic House, whatever. It's just TV. It's good quality entertainment. So I think we're going to start off with number 1, which was Lisa. This was back in season 2 of Cryptic House. Lisa was almost our winner. She was almost our girl, I can't lie. When I went back and watched this series, even though I knew how she died and I knew that she died, I was still just rooting for her. She was my girl. I loved her. But sadly, tragically, she met her fate being pushed out of the Cryptic House. Now, you may be thinking, why is that dramatic? Because of the context, she was down to the final 3, right? And, oh God, it hurts to talk about. Michael, her friggin' court partner, pushed her out. So, this is the scene, right? They are hiding. They are in a room. And then they hear the announcement that it's final 3. And this was early days of Cryptic House. The rules were different. And he turns to her and he's like, what are we gonna do? And she goes, I don't know. We will figure it out though. I think though, we need to separate. And whoever gets the last one standing is just, it's how it's gonna be. And she was trying so hard, because she saw it in his eye, what was going to happen. She could see it, and we all realised in real time what was happening, and she could see, and she starts begging him and pleading with him, and he pulls out his knife, and she's like, he's just going to stab me. That's it. Here I go. And he pushes her towards the window, and he cuts her, right? I don't know if I'm going to get taken down for saying this, which is why I've not put any of the videos here, but he cuts her from here right the way down, and she's like what do I do? She's bleeding everywhere. It was so dramatic. And then he pushes her through the window. She smashes through the glass, all the way down, and breaks her neck. I watched it just unhinge. It was crazy. That's why it's my number 3. Number 2, I don't know if this is controversial. I don't think it was that big of a death. To me, it was a big deal. This was in season 10 of Cryptic House, and she was an icon. We all loved her, and we all mourned her, even though she went so quickly. It was Mariah. I loved Mariah. I thought she was an angel. She was angelic, but let's be real, there was no way she was winning unless that entire game was vote alone. There was no way she was going to survive. And she was killed by a trap. She was not killed by a person. She was killed in the Blazing Glory trap, which, okay. This trap has been used before, which is why it has a name, and it's been used since. But I think the thing about Mariah was that it was so drawn out. And I think that's why, for me, it's so iconic. And also, everyone loved her so much. I think that's why it's so important. that she went that way because we all got to mourn with her. And so for those of you that don't know what the Blazing Glory trap is, she entered into a rigged room, and when she hit the center of the room, the pedal in the room, she stepped down, it chopped her foot off. Like, her foot came off just clean. So Blazing Glory had been used twice before. It is a popular trap. It's one of like the big ones. I'll do a video on traps, by the way, guys. I will do a video on that. So you can see it process. I encourage you to go look up the clip or go watch the season. That's my whole account. Go watch Cryptic House season 10. I think this was like day 3. So it's like episode 3, episode 4-ish. And you see the cogs where she's like, oh my god, I know what's about to happen. It was so sad. We watch the cogs turning, and as it happens, the wires, they come down, they wrap right around her, they pull her up. She's suspended from the ceiling, blood gushing out of her foot. So we see her just going pale as anything as all of this blood is just pouring out. She could see her foot on the floor, and as that happens, the whole room just goes on fire. Like the synthetic flames that get super hot but don't like set the building on fire. I don't know how they work. I'm not a scientist. And just the fear in her eyes. There's theories as to why she did this. My theory is it's like one of the popular ones. She starts like wiggling her foot dramatically, like really wiggling at it, and she started like moving her arms like one at a time on the sharp wiring so that she started bleeding. A lot of people think that she did this because like she wanted to bleed out because it would have been quicker and slightly less painless. Unfortunately, she was not fully successful. She was pretty out of it by the time we got to like the heat hitting her. Like her eyes were lolled back. She was very pale. And yeah, basically the fire did eventually get way too hot for her, and her skin just goes super red and like blistered, and yeah, and her whole body just started to like crisp up. It was kind of gross actually. But if you're not into gore, don't watch Cryptic House. So yeah, that's what happened to Mariah. And finally, my number 1 Cryptic House death. I feel like this is such a big one for so many people. It's quite controversial as well because of the manner, and like it has only been done once. And that was a dear pal, Lucas, from season 15. Lucas was a fan favourite, and so him going out like this was so dramatic. Like I say, they've only used this trap one time, and it was then. Basically, there was a vote, and Lucas was in the room of the vote, and he refused to vote, but instead of like pressing the button that says like I don't want to vote, he just started screaming that he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't vote for anybody, he wasn't a murderer, you know. And so everyone in the room got lowered down from the voting, and they were all really confused because they hadn't announced who was gonna die yet. And they're all lowered down, and you could see in Lucas's face, he was like, did it work? We were on a stalemate. Did it work? And then this hook comes from the ceiling. It goes into his wrist. It drags right the way up, catches under his wrist, comes through his hand, and hoists him to the ceiling. It was very gory. So it's probably one of the most gory Cryptic House deaths. But then he was like suspended from the ceiling. It was very quick. He's suspended from the ceiling by his hand. His hand is like tearing. You could see the skin just like stretching and tearing like bit by bit. And And yeah, like, he bled out very, very quickly. They called this the suicide trap because, you know, but it was very controversial, not just because, like, of the vote situation, but it was controversial, you know, like, suicide is bad. Like, it's, like, really not something that they should be, like, broadcasting like that on TV, you know? Like, life is precious. So, I do think it was iconic, though. And I know why people call it, like, the suicide trap, and why it's sort of, why people think that, but actually, like, to me, it's a different thing. So whatever. Anyway, they're my top 3 favourite Cryptic House deaths. I'm going to try and get a couple of videos pre-recorded for you guys before Christmas, and I can post them. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the new season of Cryptic House, and what you think of our Baddie New Diva winner, the miraculous Morgan. She's amazing. Big fan. I follow her on Instagram. She doesn't really post a lot, but I think she's awesome. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I hope you guys stay cryptic, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.